Good afternoon, y'all. This is Sean Sosi, or Social Chief, or Seantastic, coming to you guys live for a very, very special blog event. As some may or may not know, my book got released. Woohoo! So now that's my sixth book, aka my first collection of my short stories. I have come a long way since 2021 when I started. Now I am officially have um, basically a whole half dozen of books published by me. So it's quite a feat, quite an accomplishment. I am, of course, going to drink some liquor. We got some Jamaica Me Sunny, so I figured because the sun's out, and we'll drink to that. I'm not gonna do my Sasuke or other stuff until I feel the need to. I don't usually drink that much. Those who may or may not know too, it's just it's not my thing. But here we are. We are going to enjoy this as much as possible. Just gotta take the first step right now. That's very refreshing. But yeah, I really am happy about this. Because this is basically dedicated to one of one of my nieces nephew-in-laws. So I figured I'll give this to him, with all things considered, and everything between that time, along with just other people that I actually dedicate some short stories. Like I think there's a couple of them that we were dedicated to other people, and I want to thank them personally because thank you every single one of you, either friend, family, loved one, coworker, what the means you know me, the connections, either. Um, I can't even speak today. I'm just like speechless almost. Thank you for being along the way. This has been a long time coming, as well with every year, because it's like every new year I am doing a new book, either it be short stories collection or something with my novels. And speaking of novels, I am very happy how the prequel novel turned out. I am hoping that we are shooting for next year and either June to August. Is I feel like the summertime is always the best time because it's like everyone's out, everyone's actually doing stuff, and if they feel like we're in a book, it's right there. Just like the movies, you know how many movies are out now? That's too many to count. I think it's the era of movies right now as much as the gaming. So with the era of books, I feel like it's the era of books with my stuff along with everyone else. And in the coming summer, hey, how is it going? Very, I'm good to see you. I am here celebrating this special occasion, for this has been a sixth book of the making, and I am excited to celebrate with everyone as best I can as I drink at least a bottle of this. Um, but yeah, I like to thank you, Demetrius, for just being there, being my number one fan, being my number one bro. Of course, to Omar as well. He's up there as well. So you two have been very much my walk and the hot race. And to everyone else, my family, I remember my dad, mom, Gino, Nana, the grandkids themselves, everyone. It's been time coming for this, and I feel like these short stories that I made were just now it coming from the heart, but coming from my mind because there was so much going from my mind. Um, I mean, I had to get it all out, so that's why I was doing a lot more than I did the last two because I felt like I can actually get out there and actually make a story and message to all of this. um some of the messages are just like plain and simple, some of them like can go over people's head, and some of them would just be like, you know it's hard to see, but it's actually, if you take a deep dive, it's actually means something. So all my characters, all the stuff they're going through, it's just coming together to be relatable. And I got you back too. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate everything that life has given me. Those who don't know, but I'm not gonna get into that right now. I'm not gonna get to that probably until I feel like it or nothing at all. But we are here. This is my moment. This is my moment to just thank you guys and just to be happy for once in my life. I mean, I'm always happy, but be very happy that I have now become now from 5 books to now 6 books, self-published author. I just am so blessed with the life I got, and I just am wanting to do more. I mean, I'm not gonna stop there. It's obviously been all 6 years. I'm not gonna stop like here. I mean, because as you guys know, I have everything planned out until 2050. So I still got like how many more now? 24 more books to go with. Yeah, I don't plan on stopping. And even then, after I'm done with the 24 books, I have stuff I want to do afterwards. But it's not gonna get into that because that's my second phase. Well, not my second phase, more like my second era. I would say this is my first era. My first era is just to just have a fantastical time, and to have it where it's like all everything and all the stuff that I'm writing is all connected in some shape or form. And those who actually read these books will actually see it, um, and also have thank you along the way because it's like you guys are getting me. I try to make it as kind of like conveniently, but sometimes I'm just like, oh, there's a little sugar coat here, and you're good. You got a little bit of a taste on how connected it is. So I'm very excited to see what people would like more. I mean, I already know what I want to make. But I want people to be like, oh, we want more of this. And be like, okay, well, here's a little bit of a taste of that. Like say for instance, hypocrite. Like everyone wants to actually check that one out. Well, if all things are said and good, and I get the chapters that I want to make, I can actually for fill and have a full fresh like section on that story. Same thing with anything else, like Frank and Nigel, from Stuart to which other spinoffs? Well, obviously there's gonna be more than not spinoffs, one-offs. Obviously there's gonna be more of a. Sorry, that's another. I'm not that drunk. I am not that tipsy yet. But there's more emphasis on other characters like Otter Guy and Overcross, Chris themselves. I'm excited for everything. I'm kind of if I had to choose when I'm more excited, it's probably at the end of this first phase, which is creative slash fantasy, to the next phase to its good weird. So I think the between phases will be actually more exciting because people who don't know won't know expect this, because it's like, oh, he's just making another short story or another fantasy. It's like, no, I'm actually doing something different. If you guys have been checking out my stuff on Facebook and um, checking my book events where you guys get a chance, you see there's a star chart. A star chart is explaining everything that I have set forward. So all these short stories that you're seeing, it's not like, oh, well, they're just there to just be there. No, they're actually there to stay there and actually be more um, irrelevant, not irrelevant, relevant to the plot and overall story of everything. Those who actually know would know. Some of them I did tell, but not all of you guys, because I'm a mastermind. I am basically a writer who's making the clay, and he has to make sure it's white. Pottery doesn't come just off thin air, and it has to be actually molded and in shape of what you need to do. So it's kind of like a life lesson. Take it as you will. You don't have to go exactly what I want. That's not what I'm here for. I'm just here to inspire people. This is like you guys have inspired me to do stuff. I mean, I've been an inspiration for countless of people, but I have got a lot of inspiration from other sources, such as most of you guys and everyone else that I knew or know, should I say. Well, yeah, I am doing very well. Um, I did have to change my cover for the hardcover. So if you guys are actually trying to buy a hardcover, it's not live yet. I will get the notification soon. Um, because it was way off. It was like off by like it was too. I couldn't see most of the top part, so I had to like shove it back. So that had to be fixed. But I did ordered five paperbacks, offer copies, so that way I can actually have them. Um, so yeah, I'm excited to get them and also get the hardcovers once they're live, and then go from there. I just sell my books as the best way I can. Um, of course, some of those books will be distributed to obviously me because I need to get my own copy of my own book, and to a few others that I hold um, dear to and including my heart and love. And so I am just very happy about how everything turned out because I was just like, oh, well, how much do I need to because the last book. Well, let's go back. Let's go way back in 2022 when I first came up with this idea. When I originally just like, oh, I'm just gonna put these two short stories that are creative nonfiction out there in the open. And then I looked at it, and I'm like, why am I to stop there with just those two? Because I just posted them online, and everyone could see it. Why is those to stop me? And then I kept going with it, and eventually the first one was only 28. I thought that okay, well, we 28's a good number to start off with and start making a collection of books. Made the collection idea because of one, there's a lot of like short story collections out there, such as Chicken Noodle Soup, and I'm like, let's do that. Let's reinvent ourselves and make something. And I came up with the idea: no shortcomings, just short stories. I thought that was a more of a nice, excuse me, nice more of the tongue, and I was just like, let's go there. So 28 was the first number. Then I was like, well, okay, 28 is a good number, but what about the next one? How many more can I do? Well, let's do more than 28. So I'm like, okay, well, let's look what we can do. So we start making a schedule, make sure that we actually do what we've been doing, do like five, short stories, and I ended up with 35. Not bad, not bad, pretty well, pretty good. I actually do like that second collection a lot, but I was just like, what is there more to say? And I'm like, wait, hold on. Hold my liquor, hold my beer, because I can make more than that. And lo and behold, I have a whopping 42 short stories in this one. And the reason why is because I decided, okay, instead of five short stories, I was trying to make it at 10. Because there was so many ideas and so many juices that was coming, like creative juices come flowing from my brain and heart that I'm like, let's just put it out there. I mean, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then okay, you know, I failed, whatever. But sometimes it doesn't even seem like that because some of the short stories that I came up with, even if it's like given from like I think the shortest amount of time I've given a short story is like 2 hours, and the longest time is over a weekend. So it's usually like, okay, well, I can actually come up with this. And if I stumble, I'm just gonna be like, okay, maybe come back to this. But that's rare occasions if I come back to it, I'm just like on top of it for the same day because I'm just like, I know I got this. And I know the flow of the story, I know the character, I know what they're thinking, what they're going through, what they're trying to overcome for this shortcoming they have in this short story or passive. And sometimes I just like, okay, well, we just take one of my passages from my old books and put it there. But I always try to tweak it so that way it feels like the character using is through their perspective. I mean, the whole thing is perspective. It's retrospective. It's not about just me as a writer. It's my characters as the writers. They are the ones telling the story. There's overcoming their obstacles as we're observing what is going on. That's always what I felt like. Writing, yeah, you should have a good plot. You should have a good story, but it's the characters that matter the most. Because if you don't feel connections to the characters, if you feel like they're flat, you're not gonna be interested at all. Like I'm not gonna be like invested if a character is just like nonchalant and doesn't want to change and feels like they are the ones that call the shots and they know everything and don't have it's like no, I don't like that. I like something like, oh, they have this, they have like they care about their little one, or they care about, someone they, they got ways with, something like that. It's what makes me grounded and connected with them. You know what I mean? It's like you need to find that level of connections, basically. And connections is very, very important when it comes to writing in general. It doesn't matter if you are a writer like me, or you're a journalist, or you are editor. You have to actually make it feel like everyone's relatable in some capacity. Mm. Now, don't ask me what is my favorite short story in this collection, because there's a lot. I looked at that just the other day. I think it was yesterday or Sunday. And I was like, man, these are really good short stories. I'm not trying to be like for myself at all. It's just me being honest. Like because I put my heart and soul into it, and I'm like, I don't even know which one I like, or because there's a lot of good ones um, that I can actually list off of. Like Life's a Bird is one of them. Steamed Image. What else? Hunger for BLT. Oh God, what else is there? Um, any of the otherly blank passages, because those are basically based on my other guy and Slick 47. So yeah, or even better, I like We Met the Spring Elephants. I don't know why is this like that one was calling to me a little more. I think it's just because I had a dream about elephants made out of spring. To just, and I was like, oh, let's make something like that. A lot of ideas come with this noggin when it's sleeping, and then I'm like, okay, I gotta put that in there somewhere. Even if it's a silly or dumb idea, there's no such thing, because it's your book, it's your creativity, and that's what I come when every time I tackle on my books, I'm just like, no one's gonna say this is bad. This is me. You know, I I know when to actually make sure that this is suitable for everyone, because obviously this is for all ages. So I make sure that it wasn't like too like mature, and it wasn't too childish for the average consumer that's an adult. So that way everyone has both sides to actually go with. But yeah, I am very excited to see how people think about this. I still haven't had much reviews on these other books that have been posted, these last five books. So I'm hoping that we can at least get reviews. But at least my very first book, The Breakfast Nephew, is getting a lot of recognition. And even with the surprise email I had, like I think it was Friday. Yes, it was Friday. Um, I was happy to see that there was people out there that actually read my content, even from elsewhere. I mean, this one was from the UK, and I'm like, oh, okay, someone from Penguin Random House actually read all my books, and they say that this is very good and it has potential. I'm like, by all means. I mean, I'm still thinking about the decision, but right now I'm in a good spot. Right now I am trying to go through life, trying to come up with stuff, trying to come up with ideas, trying to go through you know everything of the motions and the ideas to this let it flow, not wash it. I mean, that's why I'm doing this per year, because if I feel like I'm washing it, you know it'll be too much for me, and then I'll be like, okay, I'm not making anything for this. And a year is always good, because that way I can be like, okay, well, while I'm doing this, I can do this. Like, for example, novels. I tend to just read books after I'm done and then write a short story. But since I have a lot of short story content, I decided, okay, I'm going to take a break a bit, and then I'll come back when it comes back. Sorry for going off topic. Spider-Man tickets should be available tomorrow by 8 p.m. for us time. Okay, thanks for letting me know. Um, because I need to get Spider-Man tickets in, but I'm only going to see the opening for those who are wondering. But yeah, other than that, I am very, very am pleased about how things turn out. I know I'm trying to get adjusted with everything coming my way, and then just go from there. But yeah, I'm excited to see what people think of this as I will go onward and make more. I don't think it's gonna be more than 42. It might be less. I might just be like, I'm gonna take it down and just kind of make it more fleshed out. That, or I just make more. I'll make the same amount. But we should see, because I still got two more collections after this. Just as I got two more novels to make for this phase. So I'm like more than halfway. I'm like, last year was halfway. This is more than, this is like 60%. I still got to do 70, 80, 90, and then 100. And then once I'm done with that, then I got to switch gears and go off to do my own thing. I'm basically, here's my vision. I'm going to do a novel, which I'm going to do Real Western. And then while that drafts are done, then I'm going to go to basically all these short stories and basically go from bit by bit and then make a chapter between those short stories. I do have a sense of where, like, what I want to do with those one-offs as well as the weird western. So it would be going back and forth too, just like this, but except the weird western will only take like 4 books. The other one, because the one-offs, I think I got like 6 or 7 collections, but with after that with the weird westerns, then we go for sci-fi. So I'm pretty excited to get to that point, but that's until that point. Right now we're focused on here, and the more chapters I get from doing everything, I can actually help and put in placement. Like, there we go, there's a chapter right there, and then I can go around that chapter and figure out, okay, what is the best way to put that chapter in and out. So yeah, I am very, very much am happy how I envision this. I think I envisioned this like last year, and I'm like, I shouldn't just stop here. I mean, fantasy, yes, is my big one goal, but these short stories that mean something. It's not just this. Oh well, here's a cowboy who's in a, you know, basically an age of deep poverty, basically just dryness and droughts. He actually is a skilled gunslinger, and he can actually do magic with that. And I'm like, we don't see a lot of that lately, so I'm like, let's do a real western way after the fantasy. But I'm like, we're not gonna stop there though. We gotta do science fiction, and then eventually we gotta do superheroes, which I'm a big fan of superheroes. But I'm like, well, let's just tender this roast. Like, let's just like let this simmer for a bit, because I can't watch it. I can't watch the sets like that. I need to actually get you guys to actually read the stuff, because a lot of people don't like reading, even though the people who say they do. I mean, they say they don't read, but it's like, you guys do read. You guys read on your phones. That's kind of the same purpose, because you're reading an article or reading something. You're reading. I mean, even when I go on my phone, I'm still reading. I'm like, and sometimes I'll be like, okay, that's enough. Like, hey, sometimes I actually do need a book, and that's why I'm going through this book right here, um, which I am liking a lot. I got 2 friends that wrote in here, and they have done a good job. I am excited to read more of this. Right after this, I just wanted to do a bit of live video, accomplishing my successes, and go from there, and then do my own thing. That's why I took a half day. And it was perfect because it was published before I even got off work. So, woo, let's go. Almost done. And once I'm done, call it. Um, but yeah, I am very happy. I'm beyond content. I just am so thankful for everything that I've been given, even if I have been through the wiener a couple of times. I'm still happy. I mean, I just made a big success today, and I couldn't wish for anything better than that. I mean, I'm always excited for next year, and next year it's gonna be a good novel. I know that for sure. It's a prequel novel, and I felt like I actually did a good job on that. Just go away from my beta readers too to read it. Hopefully they read it by that time I get back to it, or at least a couple of them. because I know one of them is busy. But yeah, I am just so am happy about how everything's turning out in my life, even if it's not exactly how I want it. At least this is stable. I mean, I'm like this. Yeah, I can make all these short. I can make all these short stories if I want to, but it's like I need an actual novel because some people who are like me like a novel because then it's like well, these short stories, they don't, allegories will not give you more satisfaction if you don't know the whole premise of the story, like what happened next. Like I just read a passage here, and it left with a freaking cliffhanger. I was like, God bless it. Like I want to know more now. Now you got me wanting to get the book, like, and that's why it gets us in. So short stories. That's why I always tell people if you guys are ever wanting to read anything and I know life is busy. Short stories is the way because you can at least pick up a passage, read it for at least 10 minutes, maybe even more than that, give or take. It really depends on the short story and how much you actually dive into. Then you could be like, oh, this is actually pretty good. Maybe actually look at this, offer and see what they got. And then you see that they have a variety of stuff. That's kind of what I've been doing right here. I mean, I don't have like this yet, but that's why I'm making my stuff. That's why I'm making all this stuff. That's why I'm doing my own thing. If a publisher did come to me and say, "Hey, we want your passage," okay, yeah, sure. Um, let's see under the fine print about the contracts and stuff. By all means, just come my way, and I'll talk to you. We talk. We make something. I'll give you a passage. Either if it's a passage of the old that I made, or it's a new passage that I can make up with a fire, just like I do with the short stories. I mean, they're not like Oscar-winning Nobel Prize, but there are short stories that will make you feel connected to these characters. I just I just don't. I have a lot of characters, but it's very hard to choose some of them to be my all-time favorites because they're all good. Then, of course, the bad ones, but you have to hate to love, for writing for them, so that way they can actually, be the antagonist that you just have to they have to fight for with the protagonist. And so I'm just so happy with everything that I've had. At least one more sip. I just wanted to go off. Whoops. I just want to kind of finish this with this bottle, obviously, but with just telling you guys that no matter what people say, no matter what people try to convey to you, just do it. Just do however your heart says. You need to come up with, if you want to come up with this, no one's stopping you. No one. I'm not even gonna stop. I don't stop people. I let people be. I might, you know, say something, might give my advice, but I'm not gonna say, well, my way is the only way. No, your way is the only way. Just like my way is my way. There is no one telling you what you cannot accomplish and achieve. I wanted to say that do not let people tell you how it is and how your story starts and ends. That's entirely up to you. And as I take this, I am I'm just going to end that. So let's go. So yeah, this was a spontaneous, but yet very satisfying um, book release events. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. Tomorrow, I am probably going to do something. It is for a character. No, that was last week. I think. Yeah, it was a character. I'm doing the short story reading randomizer. Whoa, who would have thought? We're gonna get it more in depth in my short stories again. But yeah, and then I'm not gonna tell you guys next week because that's gonna be more of a surprise. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did, and I'm probably just going to read this at least one more passage of this And I don't know. I have the whole evening, so yeah. I hope you guys have a terrific Tuesday, and I'll see you guys all next time. Have a fantastical time. See ya. Peace out.